Okay, so in previous lectures we have studied about some of the features of 3D drawing, so we will be continuing that in this lecture. Today we'll study the first command that we'll study is sweep. We have got two options in sweep. First is sweep and the second is helical sweep. We will first go into the simple sweep. That means that for simple sweep you need to define a path trajectory first, and then you have to define a certain entity that you want to follow that path. Define the path and then define a certain entity. That entity will follow that path. Let's just have a look at it. Start sketching, click on sketch, click on plane on which you want to sketch, make it parallel to the screen. Let's suppose I have got a simple spline and this is the path that I have defined. I'll click on OK. Once you click on OK, from sweep select the simple sweep. Once you select the simple sweep, you can see that a number of commands appear here. We will go into this one which says create or edit sweep section. Click on this. Once you click on this, you can see the dotted line that has been generated here. Click on the sketcher view to make it parallel to the screen. You can see a plus sign here. That means this is the starting point. Plus sign here and a cross sign, small cross sign here, which means this is the starting point. You need to define a simple entity. Let's suppose that to be center endpoint. Click on there, make a certain circle, exit the command and click on OK. Once you click on OK, you can see that the desired entity has followed the path that you have made. So this is how sweep command works. If you want to click on OK and save the changes, click on the stick and it will be saved. So this is how sweep command works. If you want to add it, you can go into the sweep, left click or right click on it and click on the added definition. You can simply include or extrude the path as you want. If you want to generate this as a surface not as a solid, you will need to click on sweep as a surface. So you can see that it has been swept as a surface now and not as a solid material. Click on OK and this is how it works. Okay, to delete this command, click on delete the sketch and OK. Again, let's see another example for the sweep. Click on the sketch, the plane, make it parallel, define the path that you want to get followed. Let's suppose that to be a straight line. Click on OK. Click on sweep, click on edit or create sweep. A plus sign has appeared here. Make it parallel to the screen. So this is the plus sign. Make the geometry that you want to get extruded through all this path. Click on OK and this is how it works. To save the changes, click on OK, and to adjust it to the screen, click on refit button. So this is how sweep command works. To delete the command, click on the delete and go back. Okay, so that was simple sweep. Now we will go into the helical sweep. So helical sweep is mostly used for making springs. Let's just get a look at how it works. Click on the sketch on the plane that you want to sketch, make it parallel to the screen. For helical sweep you need to define a center line. Center line is defined so that when you make a spring it will get revolve around this. Then you need to define a simple line that will define the length of the spring or the height of the spring. This will be the length of the spring. You can adjust the dimensions from here. Secondly, the distance from the center line to the line shows the radius of the coil or the radius of the spring. So you can adjust it from here. If you want it to get adjusted, right double click on it, add it, enter the required value that you want. Let's suppose it's be 110. Click on OK. So you can adjust the dimensions from here. Click on the OK button. Go into the sweep and select Helical Sweep. Once you select Helical Sweep, again the same geometry has appeared just as we have seen in the sweep. So click on Create or Edit Sweep Sections. You can see a plus sign being generated here. You need to make a simple circle, and the diameter of your circle will be actually the diameter of the wire. Click on OK and you can see that circle got revolved around that center line. So this is the diameter of the coil, and the diameter of the circle was actually the diameter of the wire. You can adjust the pitch accordingly. Here are some of the values already given, and if you want to write any other value, so you can enter it here. Let's suppose it to be 23. So this is how it works. So you can adjust the springs, and one is the right-handed and one is the left-handed spring, so you can also adjust it accordingly. Click on OK, and this is how you can make spring very easily in Creo Parametric using Helical Sweep command. To add it or to delete, left click, right click, click on delete feature, and it will get deleted. Again, let's suppose just go into the sketch command. Simply let's define a simple spline and a center line. Okay, into the Helical Sweep, click on this, make the desired wire dia here, click on it, and this is how it appears. So you can make the springs accordingly. To delete, right click on delete, and it will get deleted. To delete the sketches, click on the sketches and get it deleted. So that was how Helical Sweep works. Now let's come to the swept blend command. So in single sweep, we used to define a path, and then we used to define a single entity and it followed that path. In swept blend, we can define two entities at the two ends of the path. So let's start it. Go into the sketch, select the plane on which you want to sketch, make it parallel to the screen. Let's suppose again we have defined a simple path. Click on OK. Select swept blend. Go into the references, already clicked, so go into the sections, click section 1 and click on sketch. So you can see a plus sign appeared here. Make it parallel and make your desired circle here. Click on OK. Again, go into the insert, section 2 and sketch. You can see the plus sign appeared here now. So you can insert any entity. Let's suppose we have got the same entity but of a different diameter. So click on OK. So this is how it works. You have defined one entity here and the next entity here. In this case, we have got the same entities but both are having different diameters. So this is how swept blend works. In simple sweep, you can define only one entity, and in swept blend you can define two different entities at both the ends of the path. Okay, so let's get it deleted. We have got this sketch, and again if you want to go into the swept blend, click on swept blend, click on sections, click on section 1 and sketch. Let's suppose I want to sketch a simple rectangle here. I will sketch a rectangle here. Click on OK. So if you want to make a rectangle on the other side, that will be okay because both the rectangles have same number of corners. But if you want to insert circle here, so you will need to divide that circle into 4 equal parts or into 4 different parts so that it can easily get connected to the rectangle. If you don't divide the circle, so this swept blend command won't work. Insert section 2 sketch. You can see the plus sign appearing here. Make it parallel to the screen. If you simply want to make a circle here, you will need to divide it into 4 different parts. So in the editing tools, click on divide and 1 2 3 4. This is how we can divide it. Click on OK. So this is how it works. So in swept blend we have got circle on one side and rectangle on other side. Okay, this is how it works. So you can practice it with a number of different entities and a number of different entities having different corners, so you will be needing to divide the next entity into the highest number of entities that you want. In order to delete it, click on delete and click on delete again. Okay, so this was how sweep, helical sweep and swept blend works. Now we have got a simple blend command. So in simple blend you can join a number of entities. In sweep and swept blend we could only define the entity at the starting and at the ending point, but here we can define a number of entities. Click on the blend, go into the sections, section 1 define, select the plane, click on sketch, make it parallel to the screen, make the sketch, let's suppose that be rectangle, click on OK. Once you click on OK, slightly rotate it so you can see the offset distance from the first entity that you have drawn. You can also sweep from here. Click on sections. Section 1 you have already defined, which have got number of corners 4. Section 2 isn't defined yet, so you can click on sketch to define the section 2. And you can also see the offset from section 1 is 47.16. You can vary it from here, or also you can enter the required value here. Click on sketch again, make it parallel to the screen and define another entity. Click on OK. So this is how it works. If you want to insert another entity, click on sections, on insert and on sketch. Now you can see offset from section 2, that is 96, so let's suppose that to be 50 again. Click on sketch, make it parallel to the screen. If let's suppose I want to make a circle here, so I will need to divide the circle into 4 corners. Click on OK. So this is how it works. You can also adjust this later. Again, if you want to insert another entity, click on insert, offset from section 3, let's suppose that be 50. Click on sketch, make it parallel to the screen, refit it here and make the desired entity. Click on OK. So this is how it works. Click on OK to see. So this is how simple blend command works. You can practice it with different entities. To go back, you can either edit it from here, and if you don't want to edit, click on OK, and if you want to delete it, right click on delete and it will get deleted. So this was how simple blend command works. Now, as we have already studied the whole round chamfer and shell, we will now go into the rib command. For that, go into the sketch, select the sketching plane, click on OK, make it parallel to the screen. We have got 2 types of ribs. One is profile rib and one is trajectory rib. So first we will go into the profile rib and then into the trajectory rib. For profile rib, it is used mainly when you want to add a supporting material to one of the entities that you have drawn. So whenever supporting material is required, you can use profile rib there. Let's just simply look at a simple example. I have made a simple rectangle, I have extruded it to a certain level, clicked on OK. Again, sketch on the same plane, make it parallel. You can see references here. These references are used to easily let you know the starting and the ending point of the last entity. If I want to draw a rectangle here directly, it's not possible for me to accurately guess the starting point of the previous rectangle. So for that we can use the references. Click on the references, click on the sides, and you can see the dotted lines appearing. Once they appear, You can now easily guess the starting point of the previous entity. Again, click on the rectangle, click on here and on here. Okay, extrude it. Okay, here. Okay. Now if you want to make a supporting material here, you will need profile rib for that. Already a plane is present in the center, so we will select that plane, go into the profile rib, make the screen parallel. Again, we will be needing references so that we know the starting points. Click on the references, click on close, click on the line command, start it from here, end it here, click on OK, and this is how you can make a rib. You can change the diameter accordingly. You can also make the extension or the extrude on one side, or if you want to make it on the other side. This is used for flipping. So this is how it works. Click on OK, and this is your desired rib. Okay, so the plane was already defined here. If a plane is not present at the center or at any other desired distance on which you want to make a rib, you will be required to insert a datum plane. We have got plane here, so we can insert it here. That is datum plane. Click on the side, click on the plane, so the plane will become parallel to that side, and you can change its dimensions accordingly from the reference plane. Let's suppose we want to place it somewhere here, so you can edit the dimensions either from here or from here. Click on OK. So you have inserted a new datum plane. Now datum plane is selected. If you want to go into the profile rib, so that means that the profile rib is taking the datum plane as a reference, and the rib will be created on that particular datum plane. Make it parallel. Again, you need to define the references. Okay, let's suppose we want to make 3-point tangent arc, first point, second point, and this is okay. Click on OK. So this is how it works. Now as we have selected the datum plane, so rib is being created here. You can again flip on either one side or on the other side, and on both the sides. If the arrowhead is upward, so it won't work. You have to click on the arrowhead to move it downward, so your rib will appear here. Click on OK to confirm. So this is how profile rib command works. To delete it again, select whatever you have made and click on delete. Okay, let's suppose we have made this, and we have clicked on the shell command, and we have got this box. We want to make something inside of this box, so for that we will be required to use trajectory rib. Again, that is used for supporting the structures. Click on the upper surface, if it isn't getting selected, click on the trajectory rib and the upper surface, make it parallel to the screen. Again, define the references so that we may know the walls. Click on close and make any desired support that you want. Click on OK, and this is how it works. So you can use the trajectory rib for creating support inside a substance. Click on OK, and this is how it appears. If you want to edit it, either going to edit definition or simply click on it and delete it to just look at it one more time. Click on trajectory rib on the upper surface, make it parallel to the plane. Let's suppose we've got a circle and a rectangle here. Click on OK, and this is how it works. You can adjust the thickness accordingly. Click on OK, and this is how it works. If you want the height of these particular objects to be slightly less than the upper surface, then you will be needing to define a datum plane separately for that. Let's look at it again. Delete it. Select the surface. Get a datum plane. Select the surface. Define it at a certain height. Let's suppose it to be at this side. Click on OK. As the plane is already selected, click on trajectory rib, make it parallel to the screen, define the entity that you want to make, click on OK. So this is how it works. Now the height of it isn't up to the upper surface but up to the desired datum plane that you have made. So this is how trajectory rib command works. If you have got any confusion until this point, we can discuss it. All you need to do practice on these commands to get better understanding. Let's just open a new part into the sketching mode and make it parallel to the screen. Okay, if we want to make this, how are we gonna start? We need to make the base first. That is 75 units cross 52 units rectangle. So go in here, make a simple rectangle, change its dimensions to 75 cross 52. Okay, and it's extruded up to a height of 9 units. So click on OK and extrude it up to a height of 9 units and click on OK. So we have made the base. Now we need to make these semicircles and this supporting material. So there are a number of steps that you can take to start from. What we will do is that we will make this sketch and will extrude it to 52 units along this surface. So for that we will be needing to get the center defined at 40 units from the top base, and this line is present at the center. So first we will define a simple center line. Sketch on this side, make it parallel to the screen. We'll define the references first. Okay, close, and then a center line to be based at the center of this side. The total length of this side was 75, so this would be 37.5. Click on OK. So we have got this center line. Now we need to define two circles at a height of 40 units from the upper surface. Click on the center and point circle. We have got one circle and another circle. This to be 40 from the upper side, so that would be 49 from the lower side. Click on OK. This circle's diameter is 15, so that means 30, and the next one is, okay, just first make this one, that is 30. And that is 15 plus 8, so that is 23, and 23 into 2 because this is radius, so that will be 46 diameter. Change this dimensions to 46. Okay. Now we need to define both these lines. So the thickness of this is 9 units from the center, so that means the line's distance is 4.5 units from this center line, and this line's distance is 4.5 units from this center line. So we need to make two lines. The first line, okay, first define a reference so that it's easy for us. The first line and the second line. Click on normal on this and this and change it to 4.5. Again click on this and here and change it to 4.5. In order to make a closed figure we need to close this, so with line command draw a line simple here. Now we need to delete some of the portions of the circles, so that is exactly from the center. So we need again to define a center line. Once the center line is defined, we will delete the upper material. Click on delete segment, delete this, and also this. So this is how it works. Close this by joining these 2 points and again these 2 points. So this is what we have got. If we disable the constraints, so this is what we have drawn. We will now need to extrude it along this side, so that means we have to extrude it to 52 units. Click on OK. You can see it is selected as a single entity, so it will get extruded. Extrude on that side and up to 52 units. Click on OK. So this is what we have made. Now we need to make these two supports, so we will need profile rib command for that. That is 52 in total, so that means 26 will be its center. We need to define a plane which is at 26 units from this surface. On the plane on this surface, and that is 26 units. Click on OK. So you have got the plane, then go into the profile rib command. Make it parallel to the screen. Define the references. The profile rib has started from the start till the end, so get a line, start from the start until the end point. Click on OK. And it's equal on both sides, so we can see it has got a total thickness of 8 units. So change this to 8. Click on OK. This is how it works. As it is symmetrical, so that means we have got rib on the other side as well. So select that particular datum plane. Click on again profile rib. Make it parallel to the screen. Define references. Click on close. Get a line. Start and end point. Click on OK. And change it to 8 units. Click on OK and this. So this is how you can make simple objects very easily using the commands that you have learned. So all that we used in making this object was the sketching tools and extrude plus simple one feature, that is profile rib. I hope you understand how it works and how we made this. I now expect you all to make this and see how different command works. Simply you will be required to make a base. There are different starting points. You can start either from this region, you can start from this region, you can either start from this region. So whatever seems feasible to you, do practice it. Thank you so much.